Oh, there it goes. Alright. This is the 5th time. So hopefully it'll work. I am making harvest soup. Now, I can't move around so well, so it is what it is. But harvest soup is pretty easy. I do not have the corn out, but you put... Okay. You put hamburger in it. If you want hamburger. You don't have to have hamburger. But if you want hamburger, you put hamburger in it. You can put sausage in if you want sausage in it. You don't have to, but you can. I'm not putting sausage today. It's just going to be hamburger because that's what Raven pulled out. That's what Raven wants. He helps me do all this stuff around. He helps take care of me. So we'll just give him what he wants to make it easy. Okay. Oh, don't forget the beans. I pulled out 2 bags of beans. And this is going to be a longer video. So y'all grab your tea, grab your coffee, whatever. Enjoy yourself. I'm going to be working on this myself. Oh, let's see what time is it. Don't know what time it is. All I know is it's when Sherry has energy time. I have no idea. Oh well. Alright, we're going to rinse these up real quick. Yeah, rinse off your vegetables. Put carrots in it. I put a big old thing of mushrooms in it. Those are actually pretty clean. Oh, that's right. I was telling you guys about my butternut squash. I'm so upset about this. I'm not sure if butternut squash is low carb, but it will be today because it's what I'm making. So I bought this beautiful butternut squash. I get it home. I get a sticker off of it a little while ago. And there it is. And I got a big old fat bruise on it. Yeah. So why they hid the bruise under the sticker, I have no idea. They should just let it be the way it is. But they didn't. So I will deal with it. But that's just kind of sneaky, you know. Alright, let's see, we get beans, hamburger, butternut squash, mushrooms, corn in the freezer, which I'll have to get help with. Hamburger if you want it. Or any sort of meat you want, I don't know. I'm not that good at meat. I try to be, but I'm not. Let's see what else. Special cutting knife. I'm going to have to lob off the top of this squash. Oh well. Butternut squash is very good for you. So, get that going. Let's see what else. I was going to tell you about my cruise while I was doing this so you guys have some entertainment. I can't do lives. I don't have the subscribers for it, so this is as close as I'm going to get, and that's okay. That is perfectly fine. I never aspired to do lives anyhow, but I did aspire to wash these carrots. Give me a sec. Did I push the right button? I pushed the right button. Now, there's only 2 carrots here. I don't know where the 3rd one went. Don't ask, don't tell. But I do have a cleanup crew that takes care of any carrots that I drop on the floor. And they do too. Now this one's got a spot on it. Carrots don't typically get spots. So you can have that little piece too. Yes, my cleanup crew is right here. Usually I have my garbage bowl with me because, well, I need it. And just trim off that little end right there. There you go. You can have that. Alright. Now, that's right. I was going to tell you about my cruise. It was fun. It was nice. The people were always kind to me. Always. And they always tried their best to take care of me, too. Not that I actually need them to, with Raven right there. Raven took care of everything. He went to... Oh, yeah, he went to the buffet. There was a buffet. There is a... We had signed up for early dining, which was at 5 o'clock. But most of the stuff on the boat was at 6. So you couldn't do early dining and do, or go dinner. Although I liked going to dinner because it was nice. They had, for the most part, the same stuff. And when you're on a gluten-free diet, it really don't matter. It don't. I'm not going to say you start caring less about food. Because you don't start caring less about food. You start caring more about what you put in your mouth. Because that gluten will make you sick. At least it does to me. It makes me highly sick. Raven and I stopped eating, well, at least I stopped eating gluten, so that means I stopped cooking gluten. Oh, I dropped a carrot. And when I stopped eating gluten, I stopped going to the hospital as much. We still go, but not as often. And even if it's just a little bit, sorry, I got a pot. I got the, we call it the Chloe bowl. Even though I stopped going to the hospital as much, I still go. So it still happens. No way around it. Although I gotta tell you, with this Tysabri, my medication I'm on for my MS, I'm doing better. I mean, not a lot better. Honestly, not a lot. I still am in the wheelchair, but I'm awake more. I'm doing stuff around the house more. When I say doing stuff around the house, look at me, I'm making harvest soup. Alright, there we go. Got nice. Okay. Ooh. Wow. Gotta taste what you're serving. And I do love carrots. I do. Now we got a loaf of bread right here next to me. That needs to go outside. To birds. Because we just bought it. And like the next day, it had mold on it. And I'm looking at it. And it was only the beginning stages of mold. But if you get just the beginning stages of mold on your bread, loaf of bread, do yourself a favor. Just throw the whole thing away or give it to the birds, because birds have a different digestive system. They can digest that kind of stuff. We can't. Now, I'm talking about the wild birds. I would love to get some bird seed and start feeding the actual birds. I would love to. I think I might. I think I'm going to talk to Raven about putting me a bird feeder up. I do. Because, well, there went that carrot. Because I like feeding the birds. And you know what's funny? Come on, buddy, you can do it. My grandma liked the birds too. So did my grandpa. And of course, my dad has a war against the rats. Okay, when we say rats, we're talking about big rats. Real rats. The kind of rats that, you know, your sewer. The big boys. The ones that, oops, I cut that funny. Oops, oh. The big rats. They run across the back of the fence. And you see them. Now, rats can also be companions and familiars and your best friend. But these rats are bad. They get into the house. They start tearing apart the house. The wiring, anyway. They mess up the wiring. They mess up, well, for the most part, the wiring. They eat everything. They get into your pantry. They do. So, that's that. But these rats are big rats. The reason Papa really, really exceptionally doesn't like them is because our chickens are out there. Papa has a flock of chickens. And, well, rats go in there and they wreak havoc. I've never seen a rat kill a chicken. I haven't. I don't doubt that it don't happen, though. Oh, so anyways, back to the cruise. So, the day of the cruise, I had out. No, I didn't tell nobody. Because, you know, we're leaving people here. And we don't want them to be at risk or anything. Although there are 4 dogs. Oh, oops. Alright, cleanup crew. Now, so, thank goodness for my cleanup crew. Let's see. 45 minutes at Port of Tampa. And then we actually went up to short-term parking. We parked and we got out and it was packed. I mean, sardines, buddy, sardines. I would say sauerkraut because they packed that cabbage in there too. And we didn't bring a handicap tag. So we had to park in regular parking and you could barely open your door. So our friend, our buddy Jeff, went around and found a parking spot that had a space open next to it. So we really quick got me out and got me in the wheelchair. And I went down and, let me see, did I use an elevator? I do remember an elevator. So we got in the elevator and we went down to the first floor. Because I don't know what floor we were on. We were up pretty high. And we were going across and I made a joke. I said, I'm playing Frogger with the cars. I mean, you can see it says yield to pedestrians. Yield to pedestrians everywhere. And there's giant crosswalks. And I'm able to go for it. And this person just comes barreling through. I'm like, what's going on here? So I was playing Frogger. You know, I'm dodging cars here, dodging cars there. And I got my little hand in my little controller. And thank goodness for my wheelchair. Otherwise, I'd been in trouble. I pumped that thing all the way up to 5 miles per hour. I'm like, okay. That car is pretty far away. That car is pretty far away. We are going. They just didn't stop. And there was big trucks, and the big trucks weren't supposed to be there. But, so we were playing Frogger for a little while. And then we got on, we said goodbye to Jeff and thanked him very much for helping us to the boat. And we got checked out. And they checked me out. And the way they do it for people with medical implants and wheelchairs, they take you to the side and they pat you down. They check you out, make sure you don't got anything crazy, no weapons or anything. And they let you through. And I don't have to go through the metal detector or have a metal detector waved over me because, hey, I got metal detector in my chest. That's just how it goes. So, I went through and, excuse me, Raven had to go through the metal detector. So Raven went through the metal detector. And he had to go through it about 5 times. First time, change in the pocket. Second time, had something else, I forgot what it was. Oh, we had to pour out our water because we do take water with us just about everywhere because it is hot. The day we went, I do believe it felt like 103 or 104 degrees. It was hot. Oh my gosh. So by the time Raven went through the 4th time, he was good. I mean, he had to take his belt off too. So I had to take shoes off, belt, change, everything. So when we get to the other side, he puts it all back on. We wave goodbye to Jeff. Jeff's out of here. He's got to go back to work. And they put me in this with the rest of the handicapped people, the special needs people. And I'm sitting here and I'm looking around. And then they start calling us slowly, floor by floor, room by room. So we eventually got on the boat. We got on the boat. We go up this long gangway and stuff. It's pretty fun. We get up there, and nobody has their room yet because they hasn't had time for the cleaning people to clean the room. So we're going along. I can't get into the restaurant. It's so packed because it's the only air-conditioned place there is. So this hallway is semi-air conditioned, and I'm like, thankfully we had these little battery pack operated Honeywell fans with us. I left mine in the bathroom because, well, sometimes you need a fan in the bathroom because you might be there for a little while. You never know. So, yeah. Let's see what else. We finally get into our room, and it's a glorious room. So we go up there, and we run in there, and we get in our room, and I'm so hot that I can't move. So I need to rest because the heat makes me where I won't move for a little while. So I change clothes because easiest way to stay cool. Get a shower, and when we take a shower, what do? You change clothes. So I snatch all my clothes off. I get a shower, I put on some different clothes, lay down in bed. Now we have an auto opening door that has a 1 minute cycle. So the porter asked us whenever we're in the room to put the snoozing sign on. That way he doesn't open the door and then the room is exposed for a whole minute. And it's a wider door, thankfully. Because I can get my wheelchair through it. So that's that. We're all pretty, that sounds logical to me. And I take a nap. I wake up. We didn't make it dinner. 5 o'clock. Did not make it to dinner. So we went to the buffet. We went to go play Uno. Now see, it's just me and Raven. And so our Uno game was not so epic, but when we get the rest of the family in there, it's epic. I mean, you're talking about it. It is epic. You'll hear, I don't know, one of my nieces go, "I drew 2," and she's like, "Uh-huh," and then the next person goes, "Yeah, well, reverse. Now what? You got the same color?" And it's just fun. It's just fun. And so we played some Uno. We hung out together. We did. Now Raven was a little bit upset because he didn't get to play or read his book. And I'm going, we're in the middle of the dining hall. I don't want to read my book in the middle of the dining hall because you could not go outside. It was that hot. Just don't do it. Oh, let's see what else. Excuse me. I've had a couple trying days. I'm a little tired. Yeah, we basically played games until we went to bed that night. And went and watched some TV before bed. And our room was so lovely and cold. So nice compared to the rest of the ship. Oh, it was just so nice. Let's see. I'm not gonna give you all day today because that's just boring, and I can't remember it all. I can't. But it was a lot of fun. Now, I'm gonna tell you about Mexico though. All right, so there was 2 ports. There was one port that was tender boats, and there was one port that wasn't tender boats. It was straight on the gangway onto a platform to leave, the port. Well, I couldn't do the one with tender boats, so I went to the one with the gangway. You go down, and it's nice. Now, I'm getting ready to get off the gangway, and they've got these ramps on the gangway. So one of the people from the boat gets behind me, and they said, put it in full force, full forward. And I'm like, what? The little button. And Raven was, I think, it behind me, and there was another person in front of me, because you go up. They got a huge incline. So went up, and as we're going down, the person was behind me, and they were going to lower me down. And there was a person in front of me to help me get down, to make sure I didn't fall in my wheelchair none. Because I don't use the seatbelt. Whew. I got down, got up, and it was just fine. And I got on and off when I came back from the Mexico City. By the way, they had provided, because my condition is exacerbated by heat, so I had a little bag of ice that they had provided me with, and I put it in a small in my back to provide me with ice while I was in the city. I wasn't in there very long because it was very hot. But let's see. We just had a good time. I mean, there's lots of people there, and now see, when we got off, there was 2 other cruise ships that got off. Oh, sorry, 3. So we had the one we were on, Paradise, it was tiny. And then we had the one on the middle, and I think that was the Legend. And there was one on behind that, and I do believe that was called the Horizon. And so you could literally take a picture of all 3 together, and you're like, baby, mama, daddy. That was funny. It was fun. Anyhow, back to Harvest Soup. So you got your hamburger, you got your butternut squash, you got your beans. I already got mine pre-cooked in the freezer from last time, because when I make a big pot of beans, I just make a huge pot of beans, and then I freeze up what I don't use into these little 2-bag sections. It has water. It has water in it. That's a little 2-bag section. Yeah, it dripped. That's okay. And the dogs love beans too. And I got a thing of portobello mushrooms, and they are very clean and nice. And I got a thing of butternut squash. Hamburger. You don't have to add hamburger, but you can add hamburger. And today is Halloween, so it was about time for Harvest Soup. And usually you sit there and eat your Harvest Soup, and you talk about the good times with people who are passed on. Like my grandma, my grandpa, my other grandma, my cousin, my other cousin. Yeah, there's some good times there. Some good times. Anyhow, I've been talking for 24 minutes. Just talking to you guys, unloading, having a great time. I'm going to finish up my Harvest Soup, get it going in the pot, and I'll talk to y'all later on. Have a good day.